Hi, my name's Ethan and I live out in beautiful Los Angeles with my wife Hila. I'm a YouTuber with a flawless reputation. You might say, everybody loves me. I've got a podcast that I run with my wife and I honestly can't think of a single bad episode we've ever made. We've got A-list celebrities, and now that I think about it, I'm sure everybody loves me.
So, depending on who you ask, Ethan Klein from H3H3 has become quite the pulverizing figure on the internet. In the early days of Ethan Klein's YouTube career, he was known for his sketch comedy as well as his ability to break down the worst content on YouTube in a very unique way.
For example, I've never cummed on my dog. I've never tasted my own poop. I've never shit in my own bed and then on the bed, and I shit in the bed and I rolled it in the sheets and I put it in the laundry, and the cleaning woman came and she found the shits in the sheets and she washed it and there was shit all over the cleaning. There was shit like in all the crevices of the washing machine, and then for the next 10 loads there was shit and everything. I have never done that either.
In a lot of ways, he was considered the moral police even though he never claimed to be, and many held his opinion in a very high regard. He was funny, quick-witted, intelligent, and overall just a great guy, and although I think many of that still holds true, today he is viewed vastly different by most of the internet. The question becomes though, what happened? The controversial image that Ethan has built up over the last few years can be contributed to two main factors: his podcast and politics. Scripted out content has a very unique advantage over live content. When you post a video, you get to control the narrative. You can allow your audience to see only the parts that you want them to see, and additionally, you have way more time to plan out exactly what you want to say and also how you want to say it. Ethan, for his part, back in the day was quite brilliant at doing just that. When you are live for hours on end though, controlling the narrative does become a whole lot harder to do. People will see a side of you that they have never seen before, and with that, not everyone is going to like it. Being in front of a camera for that long, you are forced to show the real you, and saying something stupid is not just a matter of if, but rather just a matter of when. Now, I've said that there are two reasons for Ethan's shift. The one was podcasting and the other was politics.
I wake up in the morning sinking halfway to the bottom. There's a loud distorted screaming in my soul.
Politics, especially in America, is extremely pulverizing and also very divisive. There is no real way to convey your message and beliefs without pushback and backlash, and this holds even more true if you did not build your career on politics. In our world, there are many different people with many different political beliefs and backgrounds. These vastly different people might not share views, but they do share one common thing: the love for content. When you put out a piece of content that is meant to entertain, you are going to attract a very wide variety of people from all sides of the political landscape. Republicans like entertainment, Democrats like entertainment, independents like entertainment, Christians like entertainment, Jews like entertainment. When your content is built with that foundation and you attract all of those different people, and then all of a sudden you take a hard stand stating that you are now on one side and condemn everybody that is not on your side, you are going to alienate the massive part of your fan base. Now, there are ways to make that transition correctly, and then there are also ways to do it incorrectly. Philip DeFranco is a great example of a person who did it the right way. He used to make middle of the road content. He transitioned over to the left and was very vocal about it, but he did it in a way where he managed to shed some of his audience while also building up a new one. Now, this was done slowly over a long period of time. Dave Noodles, on the other hand, is an example of what not to do. You make one type of content and then all of a sudden you decide that you are now going to be political. You call everyone who disagrees with you a racist, and then you tell your core fan base to leave. Guess what's going to happen? those people are going to leave. Now, to Ethan's credit, he is still huge. His podcast brings in millions of views and his live streams tens and thousands of listeners. He's bigger now than he has ever been before, so why is he so pulverizing?
I'm dying inside, and all I see are demons.
Now, I don't even know where to begin with all of the controversies that Ethan has been involved in, so I'm going to start off in the beginning with the most recent ones involving politics. Now, for the sake of not being here for the next 3 hours, I'm going to skip over all of the Keemstar drama and the time that he got banned for targeted harassment against Keemstar, although I do believe that that one was a complete sham and that he should have never received the ban for that. In fact, I will argue that all of Ethan's bans has been unjust, but I will get into that just a little bit later. A few months ago, Ethan was discussing a mass shooting, and in a moment of visible frustration over gun laws in America, he made a comment about how somebody should blow up the NRA. Now, I wish I could play the clip, but YouTube will most definitely strike it down. Now, be that as it may, this was an obvious joke, and there is no way that anybody can say otherwise. For this though, he did receive a massive flagging campaign that took place against him, and because of this he was temporarily banned on YouTube. Now recently he also came under fire, and this time it was for comments that he made against conservative host Ben Shapiro. Ethan tried to make the case that the policies that Ben Shapiro advocates for will one day lead to another Holocaust, and if that does happen, he proceeded to joke that he hopes that Ben Shapiro would be the first to go. Now again, it was clearly a joke. You can decide whether you think the joke is funny or not, or whether you even think that it was appropriate or not, but it was definitely a joke nonetheless. None of that mattered though, because Ethan once again received the suspension.
I think there's something wrong with me, cause all I see is death. Every time I go outside I look like I've been doing math.
Now you would think that after all of this Ethan might want to stop, but no. Whether or not you think that the bans Ethan previously received was just or not, and just to be clear, I do not think that they were, making the same comments over and over again when so many people depend on you is probably not the best choice. Giving bad faith actors ammunition against you is just not smart. Now after all of that, Ethan managed to this time around draw the ire of the internet in an all new way. He first suggested that they should bomb the Catholic Church.
Have to do whatever we can to protect the kids, and if that means shutting down the entire Catholic Church and bombing Vatican City. I mean like with an army, not like a terrorist attack. I meant like
No.
it's the whole city.
This kind of works.
Now once he was done with that, he then decided to double down in another broadcast where he suggested that he was going to re-crucify Jesus.
Doing my part, so you could sit in your parents' basement and cry about it.
Yeah.
And I'd do it again. Give me the spear.
Uh-oh.
I'll do it again.
You're gonna piss off the weird hysterical nerds, dude.
Good. If Jesus was here on a cross, I'd spear him.
No, he's not gonna. That'd be funny if he got banned.
No, I'm
for
not
that.
gonna get in
That's
trouble
an
for that.
insane thing. No shot.
Oh.
Give me the hammer and the spikes.
Well,
I'm putting it up there.
If someone could do it, it's Ethan. He'll find a way.
I'll do it again.
Okay.
I liked it the first time, and I'll do it again, Nick. I'm getting on a call with all my Jewish brothers and sisters.
There's 30 minutes left. I really want to make Dan proud. Let's.
You know what I'm planning this Christmas?
No.
A mock execution
No.
of Jesus Christ.
No.
Dedicated to Nick Fuentes.
Now this drew the ire of the Christian community, with even his co-host Hassan being visibly uncomfortable while Ethan was just going off. Now for my part, once again, I do not think that he should have been banned for any of those comments. I think freedom of speech includes freedoms to mock any religion that you want, but people are once again pointing out that if this was any other religion, the reaction would have been a lot swifter. It seems like it is okay to mock Christians, but it's not okay to mock any other religions. Now, I do agree with that. I think for some reason it has become okay to only mock Christianity, and with that the question becomes, do we call for no more mocking of any religion, or do we call for the mocking of all religions? I know which one I support.